So when I was starting my fitness career, I do know that there were a bunch of trainers at core.
पाकिस्तान के अंदर मेंटरशिप की जो वैल्यू होनी चाहिए वैसी नहीं है.
यहाँ पे इतना नॉन क्रिएटिव घिसा पिटा काम, वही पुराने कॉन्सेप्ट.
What do you think? What are the benefits that specifically women get from strength training?
All forms of exercise is fine, like they have their place, but strength training is non-negotiable. Women, I think, don't understand the difference between fat loss and muscle loss. Shrink your waist in 1 week by these detox juices. You can't shrink anything in 1 week. Like, what are you talking about? You want to have a nice, long, pain-free life of independence where you can lift your children up from the floor. You can play with them. You can climb stairs. You can work on growing or building your back, building your legs and your glutes. You can have beautiful curves.
Yeah, I did few seminars before and everybody was concerned about do we get a certificate? Certificate मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा इसका? But nobody is focusing on learning more. When you finish your certificate, do you consider yourself a good trainer after that?
Hi Parvez, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on your TED Talk.
TED Talk.
Yeah. Very excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And also, you already know this. I feel validated now because you are my biggest, I'm your biggest fan. I'm basically of your coaching. I've basically been following you for a very long time. And I think you are a brilliant coach. So
Thank
I'm really
you so
happy
much.
that you invited me.
You know, if somebody
I
gave
get
me
to talk
that
to
kind
you.
of feedback of my coaching, I
Yeah.
don't know how to react on it.
Yeah.
मुझे नहीं समझ आता मुझे
Thank
कैसे
you.
react करना है.
हाँ.
क्योंकि it's not very common for me कि somebody tell me कि okay, I'm your fan or I'm fan of your coaching.
Yes, I am a fan
It
of your
kind like-
coaching.
Okay, how did you find out about me?
So when I was starting my fitness career, I do know that there were a bunch of trainers at core. And I always used to hear really good things about you being a transformation coach. Because I think you had transformed a bunch of people. And when you saw their before and after, it was insane. So that's basically how.
I think I got lucky in that sense.
Yeah.
क्योंकि okay, by the way, we need to speak in Urdu as well.
Urdu, yes.
Yeah. So I got lucky in that way. Reason क्योंकि जब मैंने start किया था back in like 2011 as a coach, उस time पे there was not many coach who was like talking about like transformation.
Yes.
ठीक है, बॉडी बिल्डिंग साइड पर थे काफ़ी सारे बट नॉट द जनरल पॉप.
Exactly.
जनरल पॉप पे इतने लोग नहीं थे जो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन पे काम कर रहे थे. एंड अनदर थिंग दैट आई एक्चुअली डिड विच नॉट लॉट ऑफ पीपल डू कि मैंने अपनी एक नीश पहले से ही मैंने डिसाइड की थी कि दिस इज व्हाट आई एम गोना डू.
Yeah.
नाउ स्टिल भी अगर भी हम देखते हैं अभी अराउंड अस एवरीबडी इज डूइंग एवरीथिंग.
Exactly.
सेम पीपल डूइंग बॉडी कॉम्पोजिशन देन HIIT एंड देन वही लोग फिर योगा भी करवा रहे होंगे.
Yes.
They are flexibility coach as
So
well.
just
And
a very like
one person doing
specific
everything.
goal, right?
Yeah.
So same for me, like strength and aesthetics. Like I focus on that and I love it. Like
Yeah.
it's
So
nice.
how did you got into aesthetics specifically, but
Yeah.
also how did you get into like fitness coaching journey? What's your journey?
So I was studying in Toronto. I was doing graphic design. And over there, literally, like, it was my first year of uni. Freshman 15 होता है, right? जिसमें आप 15 kg gain करते हो. मैंने खाली 7 pounds gain किया. And I was like, oh my God, like, पता नहीं क्या हो गया है. Like, now I need to start going to the gym. And my university was very difficult. There was a lot of anxiety. And right at the corner of the street, there was this gym, Good Life Fitness. And so I went there. And I just started and then I just got so into it that even like, between classes you have like 2-hour breaks, 2-3 घंटे कभी lunch break होती है, कुछ होता है, तो मैं gym चली जाती थी. And one really interesting thing that I also mentioned to you before was that जब मैं पहली दफ़ा गई थी वहाँ पे तो मैंने कहा था कि मुझे gym का tour करना है, right? Automatically उन्होंने मुझे group fitness classes दिखाई, cardio machines दिखाए. एंड लिटरली एंड के अंदर उन्होंने बोला हाँ अच्छा ये जिम फ्लोर भी है, राइट? एंड आई स्टिल रिमेंबर इट फेल्ट वेरी इंटिमिडेटिंग द जिम फ्लोर बिकॉज मोस्टली इट वाज ऑल मेल्स एंड दे वर लाइक these big bodybuilders like pumping iron, veins are popping and pasina, like all of this. So I think back in that time also, this is like 2008 when I first stepped foot into a gym. So I think that kind of mindset of like women do more cardio and like group classes, that was still there. And like the heavy lifting was more like male oriented. Obviously now a lot of that has changed, thank God. So that's how I kind of got
Yeah.
into it.
I'm a little curious. Toronto, you're studying there. वहाँ से
Yeah.
लेके कराची में
Yeah.
and becoming a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Why? Normally लोग यहाँ से भागने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि किसी
Yeah.
और country में चले जाए. But you actually left Canada and then
Yeah.
you come here and you become a trainer.
So I actually lived there 7 years first.
Okay.
Yeah. So I completed my graphic design and my advertising. And then I went on to work in an ad agency over there at JWT. And it's like creative work. I loved it, right? Eventually, I did want to move back because my family was here. So I moved back after 7 years. And over here also, I was obviously in an ad agency. At this time, I'd started my own personal fitness journey. Like I had gone really into it for myself, right? And at the back of my mind, at the end of the day, I was like कि मुझे इसमें भी कुछ करना है, like मुझे सीखना है, मुझे coaching करनी है, because I just had this passion for it and it would really help to reduce my anxiety and it was really good for my mental health, right? तो मैं वापस आई, एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसी मैंने ज्वाइन की. यहाँ पे इतना नॉन क्रिएटिव घिसा पिटा काम, वही पुराने कॉन्सेप्ट यू नो कि वो औरतें जो हैं वो बर्तन धो रही हैं लाइक ब्राइट से एंड लाइक यू आर प्रमोटिंग ब्राइट कि ये वॉशिंग पाउडर, लाइक देयर वाज नथिंग इनोवेटिव और क्रिएटिव एंड देयर वर लॉन्ग आवर्स एंड आई वाज रियली काइंड ऑफ losing out on my own workout time. I was not getting time and that used to make me really frustrated and angry, right? Because that's like my outlet, right? And then I remember I decided that I'm going to get into freelance design and I'm going to get some fitness certifications, figure it out and just start, like I just have to take this plunge and I have to do this. And that's how it basically happened.
And then when did you get your first certification done?
This was in Dubai. This is back in, I think it was around 2012 or 2011 or something.
Was it MyFitnessPro?
No. Yes, it was MyFitnessPro.
No,
and you know what it was?
MeFitPro. It's a MeFitPro.
MeFitPro. And you know
I
what
did it
it
at
was?
the same place actually.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so my first one, because I remember we were talking about this before, I started with body combat, right? So
Body combat, yes.
MMA cardio. So I got like an MMA certification along with strength training. Sorry, not strength training, functional training, but
Functional
not
training,
proper like lifting yet, right?
Yeah, I don't remember the name of that certificate. Like Les Mills has their own certificate
Yes,
program
Les,
there.
yeah.
I remember that because I used to do body combat as well when I started as a trainer.
Yeah.
क्योंकि जिस जिम में मैंने स्टार्ट किया था वहाँ पे they are like very big in a group classes. So
Yeah.
I started there as well with the same thing. But then I transited into like, okay, I was like, okay, this is not for me. And then I transited into personal training.
Yeah.
But Dubai में I actually did with the MeFitPro as well and
Yeah.
I did it back in 2014.
मुझे अभी तक उसके ईमेल्स आ रहे होते हैं,
I
फलाना
get
कोर्स
it
हो
as
रहा
well.
है, दिमाग का कोर्स हो रहा है, like पढ़
Yeah,
लो.
courses was, I think उस टाइम पे courses was not that common.
Yeah, it
जितने
was.
अभी है उस टाइम पे it's like एक पाकिस्तान में तो ट्रेनर भी नहीं थे by the way.
Exactly.
I think I remember everyone's face जो उस वक्त ट्रेनिंग करवा रहे थे, the
Yeah.
people who become a trainer and then उसके बाद this boom happened and everybody wants to become a trainer.
Yeah.
I think this was post 2015-16
Yeah.
this happens. But my question is like because you did Les Mills as well.
Yes, I did.
And उसके बाद normally I've seen a lot of female wants to go into group classes, boot camp, cardio base,
Yes,
HIIT,
yes.
these kind of. But you chose to become a personal trainer directly.
No,
No? Okay.
I was teaching HIIT before.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was
I've
that?
done all these experiments on my own self also. So even HIIT, I started teaching at AQ. So remember AQ used to do power yoga, used to have a fixed program.
AQ was one of the first one जिसने yoga यहाँ पे start कराया था
Yeah.
DHA में. Yes.
So he used to have this program which was called a 30-day fix, okay?
It's still going on in KD, I think.
I think, हाँ, I don't know अगर वो HIIT उसमें कराते हैं, but वो कराते थे 3 days HIIT and 2 days yoga होता था. So I used to teach their HIIT part of it. And oh my God, Parvez, I swear to God, after a few months when I was like teaching HIIT, I thought, oh my God, like I know everything. Like this is amazing. And now that I look back, that was literally me just starting out. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't know anything.
I understand. This is like a I know it all syndrome. You know, this happens
Yes.
to everyone. Yeah. This,
No, but even like the clients would be like, oh, great class. So I'd be like, okay, amazing. But literally उसमें कोई structure नहीं होता था. Like, it was just like 20 second squat jumps. और फिर like फिर आप 10 second के break ले लो. फिर उसके बाद like 45 seconds bicep curls. Like, it's like, you know, there's no programming. It's just like random every day. So essentially what's happening, and I want to bring this back to like women's kind of mindset, right, about cardio HIIT, in terms of the fact that yes, you will lean down, you will overall kind of shrink if obviously you're also controlling your calories, but you're not building any quality muscle, and the muscle mass is like gold that we have to build, right, for obviously like longevity, and it's like an insurance policy to kind of help us lead a better life when we're older. And nobody kind of knew that. They just wanted to be like the smallest versions of themselves. So it's like, we'll just do any kind of cardio. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with HIIT and cardio.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It benefits you. All exercises benefit you, any forms, right? But your strength training, the way that you have to kind of
I have a opinion on this.
Yeah.
This is my perspective. So anybody who's directly jumping into HIIT, I
Yeah.
think they shouldn't do that, because the reason is when you go into a strength training, you learn the right way of doing things.
Yes, the form.
The form.
Absolutely.
Now, but if you go on a boot camp and doing HIIT,
Yeah.
for example, you're doing jump squat.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to land after the
Exactly.
jump.
Injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a higher chance of injury. You
Yeah.
don't know how to descend in squat.
Yeah.
There's a higher chance of injury there, right?
Yeah.
This is just one example. There are many exercises they do, and the many exercises they do which don't even make sense.
Yeah.
This
they
happens.
don't.
So my problem is not HIIT. I think HIIT is wonderful if you program it into your week. Like, okay, how many
Exactly.
days you want to program HIIT in your
Yeah.
week? If you're doing 3 days of strength training, 1 day of HIIT, there's some steps that you're doing every day.
Yeah.
It's completely fine.
Yeah.
But what's happening is, like, if you remember the time 2014-15 की बात है, वहाँ पे जब boot camp went on a rise.
Yeah. Like
And
this many
everybody
days,
wants
this
to.
many days, lose fat into
Yeah, so everybody wants to start a boot camp. Everybody wants to advertise. And the kind of exercises people were doing was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Most of the
On a
exercises
mass
you don't
scale.
even know कि उसका नाम क्या है.
It's invented, na?
It's invented.
Yeah.
क्योंकि एक तो minimum equipment के साथ वो start होता था. There was no like अभी you came to my gym, you say like, okay, there's a equipment, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of investment that is made and there's a purpose for it.
Yeah.
There's a purposeful things that is there. But वहाँ पे आपके पास क्या होगा boot camp में?
Yeah.
किसी class में? Maximum 2 dumbbells.
Exactly.
4 pair of dumbbells.
Yeah.
That's what you have.
And also they're mixing movements, right?
Yeah.
So you're not doing one movement at a time. You're not focusing on one muscle group. Like उसमें lunge भी होगी, lunge के साथ bicep curl भी हो रहा है, bicep curl के बाद overhead press भी हो रहा है, तो सब कुछ हो रहा है, right? So,
And recently, like not recently, like a few months back, I actually spoke about it on my social media, and somebody actually tried to, they try to justify कि नहीं ये ठीक है.
Yeah.
There's a place for it. Hello, okay, there's a place for it if you don't have an option. Like
Yeah.
you have a minimum equipment, you want to sweat it out, okay, you do it something like this, right? But be very honest. Do you think your squat weight and your bicep weight has to be the same?
no.
Absolutely not, right?
Yeah.
You can lift a lot more on squat.
Of course.
So either you are under-training your legs,
Yeah.
or you're overdoing your bicep curl.
Yeah.
This cannot be the same.
Exactly. So, and when you're like merging all those moves together, then that's what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And also, I just feel like that all forms of exercise is fine. Like they have their place, but strength training is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Like literally, that is something that every single person should do, especially women. Because, and I do want to get into, I know this is like everyone's heard about it, but I do want to get into why it's so important for women to lift weights. But muscle is gold. Like you don't understand. It's just like women, I think, don't understand the difference between fat loss and muscle loss. They just want to be the smallest version of themselves, and they just want to be like, they just want to shrink, right? And you want to explain to them that you can also become lean by having muscle mass, and we don't build the kind of bulky muscles that men do because we don't have that level of testosterone, right?
Yeah.
So it's just challenging kind of to, have that conversation.
Yeah, but at the same time, you want to see your scale is dropping fast as well.
Yes.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Now, this promotion also comes with the people who are doing short duration classes, right?
Yeah.
Whatever duration is. Let's not go into this, which duration people do.
Yeah.
Even I've seen 1 week fat loss program as well.
एक हफ्ते में क्या होगा?
ये भी है, that called bridal fat loss program.
Boot camp, bridal boot camp, right?
Bridal boot camp.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about this or not.
No,
It is somewhere around us as well.
I must have heard about it. It sounds familiar, but that's like, you know how बचपन में वो magazines होते थे, उसमें carbs were like meant to be the demon, and they'd be like, shrink your waist in 1 week by these detox juices. You can't shrink anything in 1 week. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, this still happens. I
Yeah.
think it still happens. But again, I think there are a lot more people who are getting educated towards it. So,
Yeah.
there will always be a place for bootcamp. I totally believe that. There will always be a places for HIIT. But you cannot replace
You
the
cannot
strength
replace,
training.
your core
strength training you cannot do. So if you there's some general things like which is a beneficial for of strength training, like let's just say strength, your functional, and then if you speak about very specific about the woman, what do you think? What are the benefits that specifically women get from strength training?
So there's so many, and I'll probably also forget to mention. So first of all is that like when we reach like our 30s, right? When women reach their 30s, they lose muscle mass like it's like 3 to 8% per decade or something. And then after 60, that rate is even higher. And same with like bone density, right? So you need to be doing strength training to preserve your bone density and to have strong bones, because if your bones are not strong, then what happens? Like there's a risk of injury, fractures, falling, osteoporosis. And I think people don't understand how important it is, this thing. Secondly, of course, like functionality, right? Like you want to have a nice, long, pain-free life of independence where you can lift your children up from the floor, you can play with them, you can climb stairs, you can carry your grocery bags. Even like going to the bathroom, right? Like squatting on the toilet seat, getting up from the toilet seat, traveling, like just basic functional movements that if you don't have muscle in your body, like how is it going to happen? And also sarcopenia happens, right? So degrading of the muscles where fat cells kind of come into them and they're kind of just low quality muscles then, right? So that is something that happens if you don't strength train. And so you know how people play like Sudoku and Wordle kind of to create neural pathways in their brain? So strength training also has the same kind of like impact where it creates neural pathways, and then the risk of like, dementia is dementia. Yeah, that is basically lower, Alzheimer's. And for women especially, because they talk about like fat loss aesthetics. So this one obviously is probably the most important to you because this is mainly what they want, right? Fat loss. So when you build muscle, you burn calories at a faster rate while you're also resting. So you will just be burning calories throughout the day if you have muscle in your body. I read somewhere that I think for every pound of muscle that you build, I think you burn like, I don't know, 6 calories.
I think 6 to 8 calories or something.
Right? So if you even gain like 5 pounds, you'll be gaining like 50
at the same time, we are talking about the resting calories. But at the same time, imagine the amount of your effort increases when you have muscle.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're lifting weights, let's just say you're lifting 5 kg. After building muscle, you're lifting 10 kg or 15 kg.
Progressive overload.
So the amount of effort that you're putting in, the intensity you're putting in, that burns calories as well, right?
Yeah.
That burns. And that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, to your body composition.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The way you look, it changes. The way you feel, it changes. The way you do everything, it changes. Yeah. Plus, at the same time, I really want to mention women goes through menopause.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think during the menopause, having more muscle will help?
Absolutely. Because even like from perimenopause, right? Like the stage before in your 40s, your metabolism gets lower, your estrogen starts falling, you're more prone to like soft tissue injuries. So muscle will kind of help, when you hit those kind of years. And it is just So absolutely important, even in terms of like body composition, right? Like I try to explain to women also that you can build muscle, you can lose fat, and you can also like shape your body. Of course, it takes a lot of time and your nutrition has to be right. But you know, people think like they want to be feminine, right? They want a feminine body. Like they don't want a masculine, like bulky body. You can work on growing or building your back. You can work on growing or building your legs and your glutes. You can have beautiful curves. Like it's not like you'll be lifting weights if you want aesthetics. That's what I'm talking about, right? It's not like you'll be lifting weights and you're going to like bulk up and you're going to become this big bodybuilder. Like literally, I wish right now I could like flex and show all the women watching what measly small muscles I have.
It's okay. I'll put your picture in that frame.
No, like I'm just trying to explain how it takes so long for women to like build muscle, right? It takes so long that you're not going to just become like. There's this meme also that I keep seeing on Instagram, and it says something like going to the gym and lifting a weight and thinking you'll become a bodybuilder is something like driving your car and think you'll become like a NASCAR driver or something.
F1 racer.
Right? Ekdam se aap wo Johnny Bravo ban gaye.
It doesn't happen like overnight. It takes time, and you know if you're going that way.
Yeah.
Pehle se hi, you know you're going. The problem is also like because we fail on a diet.
Yes.
We all fail on a diet, and most people fail on a diet.
Yeah.
So what end up happening is like you're not losing fat.
Yeah.
You do gain a little bit of muscle, so you have that a little bit of, you know, shirt thoda sa tight ho raha hoga, shoulders वगैरह से, and this is where you're like, यार नहीं muscle बहुत ज़्यादा बन रहा है. It's not the muscle.
It's fat.
It's fat.
Yes,
it is fat because
exactly.
you're not going into a deficit.
Yeah.
So everything that you are eating extra calories that is going towards your body fat as well.
Yeah.
And this is where your shirt is getting tighter.
Exactly.
And people don't want to differentiate that.
Yeah.
At the same time, one thing I noticed that over the years of coaching, people don't want to take the blame.
Yeah, they don't.
Nobody wants to take a blame.
No.
So everybody is like कि मेरा रिजल्ट नहीं आया बिकॉज मैं उस प्रोग्राम में गया था, वो प्रोग्राम ठीक नहीं था, इसकी वजह से मिला नहीं, मेरे जेनेटिक्स ही ऐसे. आई एम अ बिग बोन पर्सन, यू नो, आई एम 40+, तो मेरे लिए मेरा मेटाबॉलिज्म स्लो हो गया तो मेरा वेट लूज नहीं होगा. No, none of this is true.
And you know what my biggest problem is? They don't give it time, patience, right? It takes time. I think everyone is kind of really into, we all want like instant gratification, right? कि हमने एक चीज़ किया, उसका output हमें फौरन मिल गया. And building muscle for women especially, it's like opposite. It's like delayed gratification, right? अगर dictionary में like instant gratification का word है, उसका opposite होना चाहिए building muscle for women, because literally it takes so much time, and it's so empowering to see where you started and your progress and how you are kind of progressing, and you see the physical changes in your body, in your mental health, in your everything, right? But I think people just want quick results, and they're not patient, they're not consistent. Maybe they'll think that we're going to do a strength training program for like 3 months and expect some transformation, and that doesn't happen.
Like I joke around with some of my friends. Is like the most people who say like I want quick result, after a year they still be saying I want a quick result. If they put the effort in that year, I'm sure anybody can transform within a year. Yeah,
and it's not just, again, obviously it's also your calories and your diet and the quality of food that you're eating, your protein intake, right? Because protein intake is a very big problem for women. It's hard.
I think it's a big problem in Pakistan specifically. Yeah, because the kind of food that we eat, it's not very protein rich food.
Yeah.
And suddenly when you say give them somebody a plan that okay, you have to have this much of a protein.
Yeah.
And then they go and they have that much, and it's like it's too much food.
Yeah,
it is too much food. But it's not actually too much food, it's too much protein.
Yes.
They're worried about it. They have no problem eating extra rice. They have no problem eating dal and pasta.
It's yummy also,
all those things, they have no problem eating that. They have a problem with eating that amount of chicken. Yeah. So they can have like 5,000 calories from all the other stuff. But if you give like 200 extra calories from chicken, that's a lot of food. I can't eat that. You know, and the perception that goes into their mind is like, okay, I'm eating too much food.
Yeah.
But when they're off the diet and we are failing on fat loss consistently, this is where they say, okay, I'm not eating enough.
But the calories are more.
But calories are more.
Yes.
You understand the way the psychology works is like they don't see the calories they're eating.
Yeah.
They just see, okay, itna sara chicken hai. नहीं, ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा खाना है.
Exactly.
This happens a lot. And this is more common in female than male, I think.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
for male it is still okay, but for females, having protein is very, very difficult.
It's very hard, yeah. But luckily, even for me, it was hard. But I found like hacks where like I'll just make Greek yogurt at home. It's really easy, and then you put your like I don't know protein powder in it. It tastes really yummy. Or like kale chane. So it doesn't. Yes, animal protein has leucine, and that is the most effective, right? But you have other protein sources as well. You can
mix it together.
You can mix it up, and
So what is your favorite sources of protein?
okay, so I love eggs. I'm literally dreaming of breakfast when I'm sleeping in the night. Like I'm just like, oh, subah hogi, main uthungi, main ande khaungi. Literally, like
That may be there because of the deficit.
I don't know. I love eggs so much, and I never used to like them before. I don't know. I love eggs, and of course, like chicken. I'll have quinoa also with that.
Quinoa, I don't consider that as a protein source.
It's not, yeah, but it has protein.
A little bit of protein.
But
yes.
I really like the taste of it, right? And it has some protein, so I'll have that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that
Keema,
amazing. I've never had quinoa in my life.
Cheese. Oh, really?
I never had quinoa in my life.
You know, I should bring you some. My cook makes it. He boils it in yakhni.
Okay.
And then he basically gives the quinoa. So it tastes really nice then.
Yeah, I'm actually not the best of the cook, and even my mom is
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
So whatever I can do, I'll do it and I'll eat it. So for me, taste bud is like gone years ago.
Yeah.
So whatever I can make, I make it and I have it.
And you will have it then.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Greek yogurt, keema, like.
Greek yogurt I have very rarely, very, very rarely.
Yeah.
My most sources, my eggs, protein shake, chicken, sometimes fish.
Yeah.
And if I'm like trying to build muscle and have extra calories, I'll have beef.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's my major sources of protein.
I'm getting really sick of protein shakes now. Like I need to find ways of adding them into my meals rather than drinking them.
I have this. So what I do
oats.
Overnight oats,
Yeah.
yes. So I just put oats, or have you tried cereal? So
Protein cereal.
No, bro. So have any cereal, just
Yeah.
put a protein scoop on it.
Okay.
Have a peanut
Mix
butter
it
if you have
with,
extra
like,
calories.
milk.
So have a peanut butter and just mix it and have it.
Yeah.
That tastes amazing. Even if you don't want to have cereal,
Yeah.
you have oats. So
Yeah.
I think cereal tastes better.
It does taste
It's
better.
like 30 grams of cereal is 125 calories.
Yeah.
That's completely okay.
Yeah.
You can have that. It
Even
tastes nice.
protein pancakes. So you make them with
yeah.
oats, protein egg. That also tastes really good.
So
Peanut butter
in
ke saath.
not my last cut, the cut before I did,
Yeah.
I used to have protein pancake every day.
Yeah.
And the calories were only 200 calories.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah, so only thing I used to have is like my a scoop of protein,
Yeah.
2 egg whites, 1 banana.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
And I used to have this every morning.
Yeah.
And it's a big meal.
Yeah, and you
it's
feel
a very
full.
filling. Yeah. It's
You
a
feel
big
full.
meal. 200 calories and go by my day for half the day is gone.
I mean, that's also the thing about protein, right? It's very satiating, so it keeps you fuller longer. And so then you're not going to be, if let's say you're, trying to follow your calories, maintenance or deficit or whatever, you are less likely to then start having cravings and binging on other things because you'll be so full from eating the protein that, you probably won't want to eat like,
That depends. Like
things.
if I do very well with the planning.
Yeah.
If I don't have a plan, then I don't do
Then
well
you
with the plan.
can't. Yeah.
So there are people who are like, they are very good with using MyFitnessPal. Every meal they're logging and they know how they're supposed to do. For me, it doesn't work this way.
So do you plan like for the week? Do you like meal prep and then do you do it?
Yeah.
Or
So
how?
what I do is like I have a plan set.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to be following this plan for next few weeks. Yeah. My prep is already done.
Yeah.
So every morning I cook.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the day. It takes like 1 hour maximum. Yeah.
This is
cook for the
before
day.
your clients and everything.
Yeah. If there was a time I used to go to work at 6 in the morning.
Oh, wow. That's very
And
early.
I used to wake up 4 in the morning.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I used to. This was like back in 2016.
Yeah.
The one whole year I worked like this.
Oh, my
And I used to work that time 7 days a week.
Oof. That's hard.
So 7 days a week, wake up 4 in the morning, go to work 6 in the morning.
Were you getting your rest and recovery?
Yeah, I used to sleep by 9.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I used to
good.
sleep by 9. I come home at 7, I have my dinner and I go to sleep.
Yeah.
And this was my the whole of 2016 was like this.
Oh, my God. Wow.
This is where I think if you want to build your career, you need a year like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A crazy year.
Yeah, a crazy, like where you're working so hard,
Yeah.
you're disciplined, you're doing everything right, prepping your meal, you're like working out regularly, you're not missing anything. That time, I think that builds the discipline, that builds the character.
Yeah.
I think if you want to be successful as a personal trainer,
Yeah.
because group class instructor is different.
That's different.
That's
yeah.
different. If you're talking about becoming a personal trainer, that means you'll be working 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Hands down.
On
If
your
you want to
feet.
make money,
Yeah.
you're working 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
You cannot work like 5 hours a day and make good money. You cannot do that. Unless you are becoming very successful and you're charging premium.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
You're
But
talking about like gyms.
yeah. So if you're working in gym as a personal trainer,
Yeah.
hands down, you'll be working for 10 hours.
Mm.
Yeah. If you're one of those like, no, I just want to work 6 hours a day,
Yeah.
then don't become a personal trainer.
Yeah.
That's not for you.
Yeah.
At least you have to spend a year or 2 years
To
into this.
really like grind it out.
Grind it out, learn everything, create a discipline, gain the clientele. And then after that, you want to do 6 hours and charge premium, you can do that.
Yeah.
But initially, 1 or 2 years, you have to do something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was working 2016, 17, 18. I was working like this. Then I started cutting off my days of working. So I used to work 7 days a week. Then I started doing 6 days a week. Then I
Yeah.
cut down 1 more day. I started 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I end up on 4 days a week, and now I'm a retired trainer now. So
You're
I don't train
retired already.
I'm retired already. Yeah. So on my 40th birthday, I retired.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
okay.
that was my goal.
Do you think you'll want to get back
Very-
into it after a little while, or you're happy like this?
So there are some plans.
Yeah.
That if I want to start, I want to charge premium.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Makes sense also. It's been
Yeah.
so many years.
It's been so many years,
Yeah.
and I have built something.
Of course.
I built Muscle Matters, and I'm very fortunate that I'm able to retire. Not many people are able to retire from personal training.
Yeah.
Yeah, they work their whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very fortunate that I'm able to retire by this age.
Yeah.
And also very fortunate that right now I have an option that if I want to come back into it and charging premium, I have this option.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is my plan. Maybe I'll do it, maybe I don't.
Yeah.
It completely based on how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's my next goal?
What's your next goal?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right now I'm working towards more of an online thing.
Yeah.
That if I create an online platform
like
where I can.
platform,
Yeah.
yeah.
So as a trainer or as a business owner actually, you want to create different avenues of making money.
Yeah.
If you keep doing the same thing over and over again,
Yeah.
at some point your expenses are gonna go up and your income is still the same.
Yeah.
Your business cannot sustain. So you have to evolve.
Exactly.
And every year you have to do something different.
Yeah.
If you're not doing it, at
Do you
some
think
point
you'd
you're gonna
want
hit the
to
wall.
like kind of get into like something else in the training field only, right? Like learning a new form
So,
of something, or I don't know.
I want to start a mentorship program.
Oh, that
for
would
the
be
new coaches.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just education, coaching,
Education, yeah.
like
But there's a problem with this.
Hmm.
पाकिस्तान के अंदर मेंटरशिप की जो वैल्यू होनी चाहिए वैसी नहीं है.
Hmm.
People are still running after certificate.
Yes, they are.
They are running after a piece of paper जिससे I think किसी country के अंदर आप registered हो सकते हो. Reps की I'm talking about reps. You know reps दुबई के अंदर जो reps
Yes,
में.
yes.
I was actually a registered reps trainer there. I used to work in Dubai as well. So उसके पीछे everybody is running.
Yeah.
But nobody is focusing on learning more.
Yeah.
And this is where I was like, okay, they're willing to pay good amount of money to get the certificate. They don't care about what kind of quality education they're getting from.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're not willing to invest into any mentorship program.
Yeah.
And this is where I tried few seminars before.
Yeah.
A very
I
one-day
think that would
seminars.
be a great idea.
Yeah, I did few seminars before, and everybody was concerned about, do we get a certificate? Certificate मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा इसका? Even
Okay, will I be able to use this like, abroad or somewhere? Like, will it be recognized by some institution? Is type ka. Yeah.
And I was like, you're working in Pakistan, why do you care? I'm pro education, by the way.
Yeah.
But I'm very anti certificates. Not because anything wrong with the certificate, but I'm more concerned because the quality of education there, the quality of content.
Yeah.
You did your certificate, right? When you finish your certificate, do you consider yourself a good trainer after that?
I think after some experience I did, yes, of course, it gave me a lot of education. The most recent one I did was this one with my favorite strength training coach. He's a powerlifting coach, Australian strength coach. I love him.
I'm all for Australian strength
Right?
coach. I'm all for N1 education.
so
I'm
good.
all for resistance strength training
Yeah.
coaches. These are the separate. I'm talking about level 3 personal training coach.
Yeah.
Those certificates, I don't see much value. The reason is
Also,
the whole certificate, there's no exercises there.
yeah.
You understand the physiology, which is important. I'm not denying that. You understand the nutrition, a basic.
Yeah.
But after there is no exercises.
Yeah.
There is no coaching skills.
Exactly.
Yeah, there is no communication there.
Yeah.
There is like a
That
assessment
I think
form.
you kind of learn at the job, right? With experience.
I think PAR-Q assessment form, I think it is not relevant at all to training. I think it is like very old school.
Yeah.
It is
Also, science is evolving, right? So a lot of the methods that are in the older kind of like textbook things, they don't really apply.
Even right now, the things I learned about 12, 13 years ago, where they set up their personal training session, it goes into a warm-up, then dynamic stretching.
Yeah.
Then it was like a 10 minutes of cardio, and then it was like a resistance training, and then there is a stretching, and then there's a cool down.
Yeah.
This structure is so generic.
Yeah.
It is not individual basis.
Exactly. It's not that niche that you're looking for.
You don't even know my goal. How can you set up your session like this? You cannot.
Exactly.
You should not. Right?
I think they're just trying to cherry pick and be like, thoda sab cheez bata do, but that's not,
Yeah. So for example, you become a level 3 personal trainer.
Yeah.
You went to the gym and you got a client and you say like, I want to be able to lift 100 kg deadlift.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to make him do cardio?
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Or somebody says like, I'm going to have a bigger bicep.
Yeah.
What are you going to make him do?
Yeah.
You understand my point?
I get it.
The programming, the way they structure the session,
Yeah.
it is not relevant at all with the goal that people have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, okay, it should be like this. And everybody, and till this date, the certificates that's happening in Pakistan,
Yeah.
they're still teaching the same thing.
The wohi purana.
Same thing. They're still teaching the PAR-Q. They're still teaching the same format of your session.
Yeah.
Why?
Exactly.
Yeah. Where is your goal?
Yeah.
Where is like, I don't even see, like if you go on a commercial gyms, do you see consultations happening before the session?
No.
Before the people are taking on the client?
No, अब इस foreign आके कोई आता है और चलो शुरू हो जाए.
So I used to work. So back in 2013, I used to work with one of the gyms. And literally, this has happened right in front of me. Somebody came and I said, I want to lose weight.
Yeah.
And the trainer says, okay, let's start
Jumping
burpees.
jacks. Let's go.
Yeah, let's start burpees now.
Oh my God, burpees.
That guy was like easily 120 kg.
Yeah.
How can you make that person do burpees? 120 kg never worked out.
Exactly. And you also want to check, does he have a injury? Does he have like back
There
pain?
was no communication, by the
knee
way.
pain?
No history, no communication, no talking of your nutrition, nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
And very amazingly, in that gym, I'm not going to name the gym, in that gym, so suddenly the owner said, everybody make their own diet plans with the calorie count. Okay, how much you're eating.
But if they're not guided, how will they know how to make it?
No, their own. All the trainers show your own diet plan.
तो अब वो उसका different goal है, उसका different goal है,
Yeah,
उसकी
so
history अलग है.
so this is the assignment for us.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever you're doing, whatever your diet plan is,
Yeah.
write it on the paper, show the calories and macros, and give it to me. And amazingly, none of the trainers knows how to count calories.
How to count the calories.
None of the trainer knows what is macros.
Oh my God. I'm really curious to know what gym this is. Tell me off camera.
I'll tell you off camera.
Yeah, okay.
So this was the period between 2011 to 2014 period. People didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And how can you take somebody from point A to point B? How can you transform somebody if you don't know that? And if you never even followed yourself.
Yeah.
You know what happened back then? Most of the trainers, they become trainer because they have a good genetics.
Yeah.
So once they start working hard, they build good muscle.
So then they'll be like, oh, iski achhi body hai, to main iski paas jaungi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is how they used to become a trainer.
Yeah.
Education was a secondary thing. It was not even a thing back in the day. But when the education came in, I don't think it justified the requirement of the industry. Now, the Australian strength coach you just mentioned, I love that guy.
I love that guy. He's so good. Even the way he explains things, he makes it so easy, but he like, there's just a way. He's a great coach, and also he knows how to deliver the message in a way where the audience will understand.
Yeah, and also I don't see people learning more about biomechanics that much.
Yeah.
Even in all the certificates they're doing, they're not learning about the biomechanics. And I think biomechanics is the super essential if you want to be a coach.
Yeah.
Regardless of you want to be a powerlifting coach, you want to be a bodybuilding coach, you want to, whoever you want to train, your understanding of biomechanics has to be there.
Yeah. Also, I have a question for you. So, you know how training women around like their menstrual cycle or other phases of their life, how many male coaches here have information about that and would be able to help the female clients
Okay.
kind of train around the
So-
menstrual cycle, or there's different ways.
So there was a theory where they said there are certain changes take place in the body and you have to change your training program accordingly. Yeah. But over the time, what I see is every individual responds differently in their menstrual cycle.
Yes, absolutely.
Some people feel extremely strong before their periods, and some people feel extremely weak before the period.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
even during.
Even during. Yeah. So one of my clients, she feel absolutely strongest on the third day of her period. But
And it's probably a trend you've noticed once you're training her, right? But I actually do want to talk about this because it's very important. And I think women, even when they're training on their own, they should know this, right?
Yeah.
So I want to get into it, and I want to talk about how you can kind of train around your menstrual cycle and how you can fuel according to the different phases, right? So first you have your follicular phase, which is your bleeding phase, right? Usme bhi दो parts होते हैं, early and late. Okay, so in the first part, obviously, like your hormones are at a low profile, so your estrogen and your progesterone have fallen, and so you feel fatigued and you feel bloating and cramps, low energy. And this is generalized, by the way. Like, not everyone feels like this. So a lot of the times, like, if some woman is like feeling that way, then, it's okay to kind of, maybe you can do a deload week or just cut back on the weight a little bit. Or if they feel like they want to go for a walk today, that's perfectly fine. But not everyone feels like this. Like, you shouldn't kind of tell them that, expect to feel like this, because a lot of women are strong and they can still kind of, train during that phase also, right? Then around the second part of the follicular phase, that's when your estrogen starts to come up. So you start to feel a little bit better, a little bit stronger, and you can kind of now lift a little heavier also. And surprisingly, in this phase also, as you're nearing ovulation, you don't feel really hungry, but you can actually tolerate carbs better. And a lot of women don't know this, right? Like, so imagine you're not feeling hungry, but you have all this like strength and you're recovering better because your estrogen is higher. But you're not fueling yourself with carbs at that time when it would really help you, right? So again, like, you can kind of increase your carbs at that time, it'll help with recovery. And also another thing is, when your estrogen rises, some women experience like their joints and ligaments to kind of feel a little bit lax, right? So let's say you have like a single leg movement, like Bulgarian split squats or, like reverse lunges, you might feel a little like, the joints are a bit lax. So maybe it's better to kind of switch to like, another movement, right? Then at ovulation, you have high estrogen and high testosterone, and then you're like the lifting queen, right? Because you have the best strength and the best power. You can hit like your 1 rep maxes, all of that, So that would be a good phase to kind of program, your PRs for, because you feel at the best level. And also higher estrogen links with like higher serotonin. So even your mood is better, your energy is better, everything's great. Then again, it starts to dip down after ovulation, right? Towards the luteal phase, right? So luteal में भी 2 होते हैं, एक early होता है and then एक होता है end का luteal phase, right? In the beginning, you're still fairly okay, right? Slowly your progesterone is kind of rising. But then in the last one, that is when it's really difficult, right? Because your progesterone is really high. That causes PMS, that causes mood swings. And literally, like, it's so important to understand that even your prefrontal cortex of your brain, it has trouble with like coordination and like you feel very emotional, and these are all changes happening in your body, right? And then you start feeling all these like cravings, right? And you want to eat more. And actually, you can eat more because in that time you are burning maybe like 100 to 400 calories anyway. And so now at this time, again, there's like a conflict in your brain because you are craving carbs. which is great, that's fine. But actually, your body can use fat more effectively in this bilkul end wala luteal phase. So what I do is like I would still keep my carbs moderate, and maybe I'd keep my fat higher, and maybe I'd increase my fiber also because it helps with digestion. And then you also have like water retention. So anyone who is, maybe checking their weight on the scale in this luteal phase, they'll be completely thrown off because they'll be like, oh, ekdam se 3 pound बढ़ गए, ये क्या हुआ, But just understand that is because this hormone aldosterone has been released because of progesterone, which is causing that water retention in your body. It's responsible for like fluid balance, and that's why your scale weight is more. So it's really important to kind of understand these phases and train around it, because I feel like a lot of women don't know, and a lot of male coaches also, like if they kind of are aware about this, they'll be able to assist women better, training during these phases.
Yeah, I have few questions regarding this actually. So you mentioned that there is a period where you absorb your carbs better.
Yes.
You can tolerate your carbs more, and there are period where you can tolerate fat
more. Yeah.
Now considering all the calories are same throughout the month, you're in a deficit throughout the month.
Yeah, this is considering someone's in a fat loss phase.
Yeah. So if you're in a fat loss phase, right?
Yeah.
So you're on a deficit throughout the month. What do you exactly mean by you can tolerate carbs more and you can tolerate fats more?
Okay, so when I say you can tolerate carbs better, is that it's going to... So, in the luteal phase in the end, you're kind of burning 100 to 400 calories more anyway, right? This is when you're craving...
Extra calories.
Extra calories, yeah.
So your metabolic rate goes up. This is what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so in this phase, you are craving carbs, and it's fine. Eat your carbs, moderate jo hai, but you will actually benefit from having fat at this stage.
How?
So the thing is that also like in terms of like your digestion, right? Like right now the progesterone is causing like you need fiber because it's causing digestion issues. But the way that now I'm blanking out a little bit, but the way that it makes the fat, I remember. So insulin resistance, right? So with insulin resistance, right, like your carbs, basically insulin resistance में क्या होता है कि आपका जो carbs होते हैं, your body doesn't have it can't take it into the muscle, right? Because you have like too much insulin and it's working overtime and it's not converting the glucose into energy, right? So that's why in the end, like of the luteal phase, your insulin resistance is also like kind of like reduces because of that progesterone increase.
Okay.
That's why you can tolerate the fat better than the carb. And in the other one where it's the end of the follicular phase, where estrogen kind of regulates your appetite, right? So you don't feel hungry, but you're stronger and your recovery is better because of the estrogen, and also your insulin sensitivity is better, so you can tolerate carbs better.
Okay, so what you mean is like just because of the regulation of your insulin, so when the when you become a slightly more insulin resistant on the cycle, you can have more fats. And when you are more insulin sensitive, this is where you have more carbs. Yeah,
like it just tolerates it better.
Yeah. So how much difference you're talking about? Like, because right now we go in the numbers, right? Okay, let's just say generally you're having 100 grams of carbs, right? How much extra carbs I can have if I'm on the stage where I'm more insulin sensitive?
Yeah. So again, because you're burning 100 to 300 calories, right, you can increase it a little bit. But I feel like at that phase also, your mind is not working clearly, right? Because like I said, your prefrontal cortex is kind of like the coordination and you're emotional. So you're kind of just wanting to eat, right? So also, you can kind of give that leeway and then just have that, 2-3 days where your calories are higher. And then once you're back to, after your period, you can just kind of, reduce the calories at that time.
Yeah, okay. I'm throwing a lot of curveball to you right now. So, because we mentioned that we are in a deficit, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're in a deficit and you're in an insulin resistant phase, does it really matter how much carbs I'm having since I'm already in a deficit?
I mean, it'll help you, right? Because you have... So now let's say you're lifting really heavy, right? the carbs that you have, those are going to be utilized at that time better.
So if you're in a deficit, your carbs are going to be utilized anyway because you're in a deficit.
Right, but are you hitting your PRs and are you like
So you're
doing
talking
your
about the performance-wise, it is better.
performance? Yes.
Okay, so if I have more fat and if I have more carbs,
Yeah.
in which one performance is better?
Carbs.
Carbs.
Yeah.
And when you're in a higher fat phase,
Yeah. And that also your carbs are moderate, by the way. They're not like, it's not like you cut them out.
okay. So don't you think it can be like too complicated for a person? Okay, there's too much
Information.
Of,
and this
not too
also
much of
is
information,
very,
it's too much of a work as well.
Yeah.
Your training plan is adjusted, your nutrition plan is adjusted,
Yeah.
and every month you're adjusting that much of a nutrition plan.
Yeah.
How about if you say, okay, I'm going to hit this much calories throughout the month. On that day when I have to hit my maximum, I'm going to eat 200 extra calories.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. No, so like I said, right? Like that's why like in the luteal phase where you just want to keep eating, then you would give yourself some leeway, eat extra, and then you can kind of adjust that after. Because either way also like your training plan, you'll be adjusting, right? Like that 1 week, maybe it'll be your deload week if you don't feel strong enough. Maybe you'll be not doing certain exercises that don't feel right on your body. So but I also want you to understand how difficult it is as a woman because literally we go through this so often and it's like the hormone fluctuations. So literally maybe in 1 month we feel super strong for just a week, right? Because then it's up, down, up, down. But yeah, it is what it is. It's just nice to kind of...
So again, because too much work, I think this goes into a trainer's responsibility.
Yes.
To teach their client, okay, expect you may feel this way into your training.
But don't give them the thing that, yes, you will absolutely feel this way. Because even if they're feeling strong, then mentally they'll come with that mindset that, oh, aaj to, like, you know, I'm on my period and nahi, mujhe nahi karna.
I think there was a period where I was into this thing too much. But after that, I realized like person to person, it varies a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone.
So what I did is... I just asked them, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
And on that day, I may change a plan a little bit.
Yeah.
So for example, somebody's feeling too low and everything.
Yeah.
Energy level is low. I was like, okay, let's go easy on the line. Let's just increase 200 calories for that day. You know, let's make it easier for them. Instead of telling them, okay, this is the period cycle. It is, you're on this phase, you have to do this. You're on this phase, you have to do this. You have to do this phase, you have to do this.
Yeah.
I think that's too much of information.
This is like general information that is good for women and for coaches to know. But like I said, it's not that everyone will be feeling this way. You know, that you'll know according to maybe just keeping in mind your own trend. Like, okay, like last month and the month before that and the month before that and the month before that. Like, it's like a trend like that. I was feeling fatigued in the first, follicular phase, or I started feeling very strong. Like you said, your client felt very strong on the third day. So yes, it is different, but it's just something to keep in mind, which will kind of
But this
help.
can only happen if you're going on to reassessment again and again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, my question to you, since you've been training people for some time, and I'm sure you have seen people around you who are training other people. You have seen a lot of coaches, trainers that are training. Do you see people are going through this reassessment again and again?
No, I think also they're not really doing check-ins also, just generally also. So, but every month, it can change. Like,
according to you,
sometimes people...
What should a client should expect in the check-ins? If you're just talking about check-ins,
Yeah. I think first they should see that after a couple of months, the goal, that they had. So, for example, if it's fat loss, are they working towards this? Is progress happening, right? So in terms of, you can do like your measurements, you can do like your weight. Secondly, in terms of building strength, right? Like, so every week you're trying to progressively overload. So you want to see that, like, let's say maybe they're stuck on the same week, the weight that they were stuck on in week 1, and now they're on week 6. So you want to try and understand, like, why that's happening. Can you help them in a way where you can either, give them maybe a deload week, or maybe you can change some. Maybe maybe it's like uncomfortable for them to lift or do that movement. Maybe their form isn't fine. That would be important in a check-in. Of course, the calories, right? And everyone kind of, I think, is not. Do you think that clients are very honest when they are about their calories, right? Because that's also another thing that is very
This is a factor for sure.
challenging.
This is a
right?
factor for
They'll
sure.
say कि हमने तो इतना ही खाया था और हमने इतना फैट और इतना फाइबर और इतना प्रोटीन खाया था, but you don't know. How do you know for sure, right? And of course,
So I don't know if you know this, that I used to call James here every year. The guy who used to do James Large, he used to come here
okay,
for the seminars and internship and
Yeah.
all between 2017 and 19.
yeah,
So there was a certain thing that I learned from him, and the one of those things is like men lie, women lie, numbers never lie.
yes, they don't.
Yeah. So if you are not seeing any changes on the scale, if you're not seeing any changes on your measurements and
measurements,
everything,
yeah.
and you don't see much of a progress on all the other aspect of the assessment, you're not in deficit. You're not following the plan.
Yeah,
Most likely, you're not following the plan.
yeah,
And this is where I think I learned this as well. The first period of the training and coaching that you're doing to your client,
yeah,
the most work you have to do in building trust.
yeah,
Yeah. If your client is not trusting you,
Yeah.
they do not follow you.
yeah,
That's given. Because
That's
if you will give them plan, you'll say, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then the next thing they'll do is like they talk to their friend, and their friend is giving them one plan.
yeah.
Because they trust their friend more.
Because it worked for the friend.
Yeah, it
Doesn't
worked
mean
for the
it's going
friend.
to work
Yeah.
for them.
So it worked for the friend.
Yeah,
And because they trust their friend more,
yeah,
so they're going to follow them.
yeah,
And they don't even tell you that they're following
yeah. They're following that.
someone else.
So
And when you go into assessment,
yeah,
you don't know what's going on. And you ask them what's going on, and they were like, okay, I follow everything right.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything right.
yeah,
But everything is right. It's not what you give them.
exactly.
Everything is right what someone else gave them.
Yeah,
You know?
that is
So
very
the-
challenging. Then, like,
Yeah, it's a very so again,
Yeah.
I this is one thing that I teach all my coaches
Yeah.
is build the trust level
Yeah.
and be a coach. Don't be a personal trainer.
yeah.
What personal trainer do? They
Because
do
maybe
sessions.
they'll be like transparent with you and they'll be like, yeah, you know, I slipped up, I ate like fries on the weekend or whatever.
Yeah, that's
which is
completely fine.
fine.
Which is
yeah,
fine.
as
And
long
you
as it's
are
in
not
your
supposed to shame
calories.
them. You're
Yeah,
not supposed to shame
no,
them.
no, not at all.
So when I tell all my coaches, like, don't be a personal trainer, be a coach.
Yeah.
There's a difference in it. If you be a personal trainer, you're just taking care of the session. They're going home. They're doing whatever they
Yeah.
want. When you become a coach, then you become a problem solver.
Yeah.
Then you
You're
see,
also
okay,
therapist.
yeah. So you see what the problem is,
Yeah.
what the problem that person is facing, why they're unable to follow the plan.
Yeah.
And then you try to dissect it and then try to help them
Yeah.
along the way, right? If you're just becoming a trainer, like you cannot help them with the nutrition. You
Yeah,
cannot
I
help them
know.
with the a lot of stresses in their life as well.
Yeah.
You cannot become a problem solver then.
Yeah.
And the communication is not there.
Yeah.
And I think this is something I realized when I started online coaching. That my communication is much better with my online coaching, because when the person is coming to you
Yeah.
and then they are like training.
Interacting, yeah, one-on-one.
So the more focus is towards the exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did the exercise, session is over, they go
Yeah.
back home. And then the next time they came in, they do the session, they go back home. So the communication into this, like where you're trying to figure out where the problem is,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen that often.
It doesn't.
But when you go in online coaching,
Yeah.
you have a check-in once in a week where you are communicating about what they did,
Yeah.
where they go wrong, and what's the solution, how do you fix that.
How do we fix it? Yeah.
So I think the communication becomes so much better. So this is where I understand, okay, the communication is the major part of it. It's not about, okay, how much you push that person into that set,
Yeah.
or how much weight they lifted.
Yeah.
Yeah. How good is that one specific session? It is
Yeah.
about the whole 12 weeks there with you.
Yeah.
Where did they start and where they end up with?
Where do they end up? Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the whole coaching program that it is something I think I realized this after years of training people that,
Yeah.
okay, personal trainer is not the right word for me.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm still
coaching.
doing up personal training, but still right now it's more towards the coaching. And I think, hopefully,
Yeah.
that over the next few years, the way the group class industry went down, the personal training industry will go down as well, and the coaching industry will take over.
Will take over. Yeah.
This is what I predict.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll take longer time, but at some point it will happen.
Also, speaking of like females, right, and like weightlifting and strength training, a lot of women are leaning towards Pilates now. So I want to know what your thoughts are on Pilates.
Pilates is good. There's nothing wrong with Pilates. I think
I've really been wanting to try it.
yoga, Pilates, I think it's very challenging as well.
It's
There's
very
a lot of
challenging.
isometric movement. There's a lot of very
Yeah.
short range movement.
Yeah.
You just moving
And it's
in
a lot
one
of
specific
endurance
range.
also, right?
Yeah, because you, if you're holding a pose or if you're going into a certain range of motion,
Yeah.
it is going to be challenging because this is not
Yeah.
something you do on a everyday life,
Yeah.
day-to-day life. You don't do that. So it is going to be challenging. It is going to help you. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. But if you're replacing it with the strength training, then it's a problem.
You can't replace
You
it
can't
with
do that.
strength training.
You can't do it. So strength training is a different, if you, again, whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
even if you want to do HIIT or you want to do cardio, if you want to play sport,
Yeah.
make sure you strategize everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my the same opinion, because a lot of my clients were like, but that is also resistance training, right? But then I try to explain the difference where with strength training, you are lifting a load, like versus in Pilates, and correct me if I'm wrong, I have not tried Pilates myself. It seems like it's lighter loads and it is more endurance based, more like type 1 muscle fiber, right? Whereas in strength,
even it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. But there is no progressive overload. That's
there
a
is
problem.
no progressive overload.
That's a problem.
Yes.
So because they're working in a very extreme ranges,
Yeah.
it is going to be challenging.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. You may end
And
up
also
building some
there's
muscle.
no so with the progressive overload, you know, when the slowing down of the rep happens, when you physically can't like lift with the force again, and that kind of goes towards failure. With Pilates, I've heard of something called Pilates shaking, which is kind of more on like a nervous system level. So it's not the same fiber.
I'll tell you why it happens.
Yeah.
Because normally if you do these kind of classes,
Yeah.
it is more of the duration of any pose or any exercise that you're doing is quite long.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a lot of buildup of lactic acid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when the shaking happens and you see, okay, it's burning a lot and everything is happening,
yeah,
it is a lactic acid. It's not
Yeah.
your muscle is giving
It's
up.
not your muscle giving up.
not your
That
muscle.
only happens when your rep slows down.
Yeah, and there's a lot of lactic acid building up and you're
Exact-
feeling the burn a lot.
Yeah.
So the feeling of burn is different.
Yeah.
The failure of muscle is different.
The failure of muscle
The
is
progressive
different.
overload is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pilates may help a little bit,
Yeah.
but
I
it is
think
not
it
the
would be
replacement.
it would be a great complementary
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
100%.
you know, yeah, same with yoga, you know, Pilates, if someone wants to do cardio, whatever. But yeah, nothing replaces.
Nothing against
strength
it,
training.
but you cannot replace it. Good old strength training cannot be replaced.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was there 100 years ago.
Yeah.
It will be 100 years after
100
as well.
years after.
You cannot replace that. I think this is something. This is like a basic of everything.
Yeah.
This is how I see it.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of different classes. You can have fun. You can play sport. But you cannot replace it with strength.
I
training.
just wish there was a way for, you know, us to explain women, because there's so much like, since we've grown up, right, it's always been about women and aesthetics and being small and like petite. And so I wish they understood that you can also look amazing with that lean muscle that you build through strength training after, you know, building first and then like the fat loss, versus just like skinny fat, because your bones aren't strong then, and you don't have any muscle in your body, and then you're losing out on all those benefits that we spoke about earlier.
This
right?
this is where I'm gonna keep you a little accountable right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have fun with this. Okay. So do you see you hear the noises you hear,
Yes.
the voices you hear
Yeah.
around you, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're a user of social media.
Oh my God.
How many social media posts do you see, which is you see and see like, what a garbage is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it, right?
Yeah.
If you follow Samit, he's every day there's one post Samit post about calling out someone.
It's so entertaining.
Yeah. Are you making post to educate people?
Am I making
Yeah.
post? No, I am not.
Why not?
Because I am very bad with social media.
Me too, actually.
Right?
Me too, by the way.
By the
Very
way,
bad.
also being a content creator is a full-time job, you know, to think of the concepts, you know, to then have all the information, to put it out there. Then you want to make sure that it's visually also looking nice, and then the timing of it and when people will view it and all of that. So, no, My social media does not have any information. Usually it's just me doing workout videos. Every now and then I'll make like a post. I'll put something on it with some information. But I wish that I could kind of,
Okay, so if being a coach,
Yeah.
be a body composition coach,
Yeah.
do you think the responsibility lies on you to make a right kind of content, to put out the information out there?
I can direct people to the right content of great
This is where the problem
content
is.
creators.
I'll tell you where the
and,
problem is, what you're saying right now.
coaches. But I myself, like, do you have time to post on social media? Or do you?
I have to do it. Like,
Right?
I have no
You're
option.
in the same boat. I
No,
also
I
have
but
to.
I still do it. I still do it.
I honestly.
I'll give you the
Yeah.
reason why. There are a lot of time this happens where people are following you, watching you silently,
Yeah.
but they don't talk to you.
Yeah.
And they keep watching you over and over again for
Yeah.
months and
You
months
mean like
and months.
interacting?
Yeah, they're not interacting. They're not liking your post. They're not sharing your post.
Yeah.
They're not even messaging you.
Yeah.
They're not saying anything. They're just watching your post. Right? And you kind of like put the influence on them.
Yeah.
Slowly and steadily, you're putting influence on them. And one day they decide, okay, I want to do this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I realized because there are a lot of time it happens like somebody talk to me and they're like, hey, I've been following you for few months. I've been following you for last 2 years and I really like your information. And although I don't have a big following.
Yeah.
I do not have a big following. But people still says that. And I was like, okay, this is really helping someone.
Yeah.
So this is what I believe because you know that you can put out the right information.
Yeah.
So I think the responsibility is there
Yeah.
to put out the right information because maybe there are thousands of people who are not going to follow you. But there will be some people who will just have a, eye-opening moment.
And they'll be like, oh, I didn't know this. This is interesting.
Yeah. So this eye-opening moment that some people will have.
Yeah.
And I think this is why
Parvez,
every single coach should do it.
We both need to work on our social media and we need to work on content and we need to put like useful information because like I'll
that's
tell you
a good
very
motivation. I'll tell you a very interesting
Yeah.
fact. So not few years ago, back in I think 2016 or 17,
Yeah.
I wanted to make a post on PCOS. And I was like, I didn't know how to edit.
Yeah.
I don't know
Are
how
you
to
making
shoot.
like a reel?
उस वक्त तो रील नहीं थी.
अच्छा, okay.
उससे पहले post था, like it's like a post type. So I wanted to make a sound. Now I don't know how to edit.
Yeah.
And so that means I cannot cut, edit and all those stuff. उस टाइम पे उस तरह की कोई apps वगैरह भी नहीं थी. So I did, I think 5-6 attempts because I had to make everything in one go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I did 5-6 attempts and after that I made 6-minute video.
Oh, wow.
Straight without any break.
Without any break.
Without any break because I
Yeah.
didn't know how to edit.
Yeah.
Right. So I had to do it. And I did it. But again, you have to put the effort in.
You know, this is also another reason why I don't take that many graphic design projects because, so again, being a content creator and even graphic designer in terms of like creativity and like, information and then all of that, it is very time consuming. And that's another reason why I literally cannot take on more projects because it's just, I don't know, it's just so insane. Like life is so fast. There's so much going on. But I think this is a good boost.
No, I'm going to take a commitment from you actually.
Okay,
that
let's
you
do
will
it
make
together.
Done. I'm up for it. I'm
Amazing.
up for it.
Because you are right. Yes, it would benefit, even one person is watching.
It benefit as your coaching business as well.
Absolutely.
But it also benefits somebody who's listening who cannot afford a personal training, who is like, for multiple factors, they cannot come for a personal training. They are just watching you and just trying to do something at home.
It's so funny. Even like if I'm putting up my own gym video, right? In the gym, I'm doing my own workout and I put the tripod. I swear to God, after one like movement pattern, I'll watch the video, I'll be like, नहीं सही नहीं है. 10 दफ़ा मैं उसको रिकॉर्ड करूँगी जितने भी मेरे सेट्स होंगे उसके बाद मेरी बस हो जाएगी. I'll be like, बस छोड़ो. अब मैं next वाली जो है ना, I'm not going to record them. I'm not going to write like, this many reps, this many sets, blah, blah, blah. Because I don't know, I just get so like overwhelmed and I'm just like, bas, isko bas.
Yes, starting something is very, very difficult.
Yeah, and it's very time consuming. It is so time consuming.
Yeah, but once you go into a flow, it doesn't take that much time.
Actually. So maybe like taking out like, I don't know, a day a week where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
today I am going to, make a post and it's going to have this, and then like brainstorm and then just do it that day. Or chalo, if once a week is too big of a commitment, right? Maybe once in 2 weeks or however often. It doesn't have to be like
we can actually do
Yeah.
things together as well. Why
I'm
not?
glad. I think that push would be very good for me also.
Yeah, because the thing is like that, just like I'm trying to make you accountable on this right now.
Yeah.
Your post may keep someone else accountable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
you're
may
right.
impact someone else's life.
Yeah.
In whichever way possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
because
true.
I think the amount of noises around us where everybody is trying to sell some kind of magical drink because they want views.
Yeah.
Or some kind of like totka because they want the
Totka,
views
yeah,
and followers
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
So people are just consuming really like crap information.
So if we don't have an alternate right information,
Yeah.
how will people know?
Yeah. No, they won't.
Right? So is it their mistake
Yeah.
or is it our mistake?
Yeah.
This is where I'm getting actually.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, because if we do not make a right information post, they will follow somebody who's doing the wrong things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, a lot of people message Samit and why you're using someone else's post and this and that.
Yeah.
If he don't do that, there are thousands of people are going to follow all the crap
wrong,
information there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think every content with the right information have a place there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you think it is not the best of the content that you make, but maybe it will help some people out there.
Yeah.
Like recently, I think somebody called me 2 days back actually, not too long ago.
Yeah.
And she just called me to thank me
Oh,
for
that's
doing the
nice.
podcast. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't even have that much follower.
Yeah.
I don't even have that
But
much
maybe
views.
some odd
But
person
maybe
will be
some one
watching.
person is watching and
Yeah.
it helps them. And she was like, I binge watch your podcast and it really helped me and
Yeah.
I'm doing much better right now in this. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I think I should continue doing that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you think about it like, okay, maybe I'm gonna drop it. Maybe it's not working out. But then some call
But
like
you
this
enjoy
come in.
it, right? You like doing it.
I don't say I enjoy it
Yeah.
that much because I'm not a content creator.
Yeah.
It doesn't come very naturally to me.
Same.
Yeah, it doesn't come naturally to
Yeah.
me. So if today I have to record a podcast, this
Yeah.
is the only thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
I cannot do anything else.
Yeah.
Because I'm too exhausted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So even if I have to make 1 minute video,
Yeah.
it's going to take a lot of time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't come very naturally to me.
Yeah,
So
same.
I don't enjoy that, but I see the need of it
Hmm.
as a business. Yeah. As a coach as well.
Yeah.
So there's a need. And I think I have to fulfill that need
Yeah.
if I want to grow my business. And I'm not chasing likes and followers that much.
Yeah.
That's secondary for me. Yeah, I'm not going to say, I don't need any likes or followers.
Yeah.
No, I do need it, but it is not primary.
That's
the
not
primary thing is
primary.
like right information to the right people so I can convert that into my business. That's my primary goal.
Makes sense. Yeah.
With that, if that can help a lot of people,
Then why not?
why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think every single person who's doing a good job as a trainer, as a coach, or in any field, they should make a content because right now social media is a thing.
Yeah.
And if you're
Don't you sometimes get exhausted of social media?
a lot.
It's just so much information, and then sometimes it's so like conflicting, and you're like, "What is right?" Like, what
So
do
I
believe?
don't follow those content actually.
Yeah.
I do not follow anyone.
Yeah. No, but even in terms of like some research you hear, right? And it'll all be great. And then there'll be some new research which will be like, no, actually, whatever that research was, that was only tested on rodents. So now this research is like the new research because this was like, I'm just saying. It's,
So because I've gone into a lot of deep understanding of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And after that, I came back to the basics. And like, as long as you're doing your basics right,
Yeah.
you'll be fine. How much more research do you need to understand that weight loss or weight gain ka formula kya hai?
Exactly.
You don't need
Yeah.
that much.
Some stuff is just
How
basic,
much, How
right?
much do you need to understand कि resistance training में progressive overload क्या होता है?
Yeah.
What is the safety thing? What is the right form? What is the
Yeah.
recovery? These basic things, if you understand it, उसके से ज़्यादा आपको करने की ज़रूरत actually पड़ती नहीं है.
Yeah.
Right? So I came back to the basic. I was like, I don't want to go that deep right now.
Yeah.
Unless I'm making a content. So maybe for content, I might do it.
Yeah. Go a little bit more.
But just to get in a good shape, get a better health, जितना रिसर्च पढ़ा है, जितने एजुकेशन ली है, उससे ज़्यादा की ज़रूरत अभी है नहीं.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe there's a little. I'm sure it's not going to be like कल कोई ऐसी रिसर्च आएगी जहाँ पे बोलेंगे कि law of thermodynamics doesn't work on
Yeah,
human.
yeah, of course.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to say that calorie deficit doesn't work.
yeah,
I'm sure it's not going to happen.
yeah,
So I don't really worry about researches anymore
Yeah.
that much. Again, अगर content बनाना होगा तो फिर I might, but for I don't worry about that. So I completely reduce the amount of information I'm getting from
Yeah.
outside. I think that is very important for my own mental peace.
mental peace.
But at the
yeah.
same time, sometimes I take a break from posting it completely, not because I want to, but sometimes because I'm just too exhausted
It's
to post.
exhausting.
Yeah.
It actually is.
Then
but
you
I get
realize
it.
the people who post every day.
It's man, hats off to them. It is hard work. It's not easy being a content creator. Even coaches who are content creators and influencers, it is difficult because you're also doing your coaching, you're also handling stuff at home, you have 100 things, and then you have to also create content. So I think they're doing an amazing job.
They're doing an amazing job. I hope they can take some responsibility of it as
Yeah.
well, what they are influencing.
What they're influencing, yeah.
Because again, this is also a very responsible job. If you're you're influencing someone,
Yeah.
so influence in the right ways.
Influence in the right way.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you can totally influence in a lot of wrong ways, and it can affect people's life in a very negative way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so influencer needs to take some responsibilities now, I think, because
yeah.
this is right now time where influencer have more value than I think anyone else.
Yeah,
in
content
terms of like
creators.
in terms of like media.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Now let's just come back. Now it's a lot with the content creation. Let's come back to fitness again.
Yeah.
And so there are a lot of trendy diets and everything that comes and goes. What do you think about some of those like keto or intermittent fasting, or there used to be Atkins diet or those kind
Oh
of
my
diet?
God, Atkins, where people was it just high protein and they wouldn't have any carbs
So
or something?
there was like a high protein, high fat,
Yeah.
and no carbs.
High protein, high. Honestly, I think it just boils down to if you want to build muscle, you can be in a slight calorie maintenance or surplus. Or if you want to lose fat, you can be in a slight calorie deficit. I just feel like these diets, like, sure, keto did work for people. It was, like high fat diet, high protein. But at the end of the day, like after a couple of months, they were having other side effects. They were having like cholesterol issues, other issues. So it's just best to just kind of stick within your calories, eat high quality food, minimally processed foods, make sure you're hitting your protein intake, and honestly, it's just balancing. Like that's
but still some
much.
people will come in and they say, I eat 1 meal a day and I want to do this specifically. I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah, that's honestly it. Everything, different things work for different people, right? So for example, some people train fasted and that works for them, right? They think we can't wake up and we can't eat and then we feel nauseous, like we'll throw up. Some people, they need to eat and they need that fuel. So I think in that there's no right or wrong. Actually, this was another research that came up where Dr. Stacy Sims, she basically, I think she's a sports scientist and an exercise physiologist from Stanford or something. So she really was focusing on that women should not train fasted. But then abhi recently
I watched some of her videos.
Yes. And recently there was research now that says that they tested it and there was no difference on body composition of like whether a woman trained it fasted or like not fasted, right? So
anybody right now make anything complicated? I was like, okay, there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
I don't like
sometimes
things to be complicated.
I think the easiest approach, and honestly, like I feel like even from simple times back in the day, it was just very simple. It was like sab khao, but just eat balanced. And I think because I remember the person you're talking about, she came up with this theory where because women have a higher cortisol level, so they need to eat. And it's normal for cortisol to spike.
It is fine. It is completely fine. Again, and if you remember, I think a year or 2 years back, there was a podcast which got, the reel got viral from the podcast, and where the one lady was talking about if your cortisol is too high, you're gonna gain fat. If you remember that video,
I don't think I remember.
And after that, lot of people are coming to the gym, okay, we need to check our cortisol level.
Yeah.
And as like keep explaining them, like you don't need to, nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Unless you have a chronic high cortisol level, you
Yeah.
don't need to worry
Even
about.
in terms of like your strength training, right? Like it's just the simple movements repeated over and over and over again, consistently, progressive overload. Like it's just simple, right? Stick to the basics. And
Yeah, that's what you need actually.
Yeah.
But again, that also comes from a lot of crap program that is out there. The people will come from there and they're like, I think I do these kind of exercise that really works well for me.
Yeah.
Like you literally hire somebody
yeah.
because you want to hire an expert, and then
Yeah.
you're telling that expert, make me do this because this works for me.
Yeah. And also, another issue is a lot of people, they get bored, right? So they
I
want
think
a
that's
new
completely
workout.
fine. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it, but the trainer has to be smart enough to bring in something which is like similar.
Yes, but how do you like every session you can't like do a different workout, right? Because how you progressively overloading.
Yeah. So this is what I do. So one thing is like the way the programming is structured.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can change a little bit
Yeah.
here and there, but you also add some element of like fun by the end of the workout.
Exactly. So that's what I actually do in my Legends personal training session that I'm doing right now. So at the end of it, like I'll have maybe like an AMRAP, or I'll have like a circuit thing where it'll be more conditioning. Like they'll do their strength work before, because I do realize that women, like people, or not women, but people get bored. But that's the thing, right? The boring stuff actually does work.
Yeah, and if you tell people over and
Yeah.
over again, and if you give them result, they now then understand that,
Then
okay, this
they'll
is what we need to do.
Yeah.
I don't see people who are by lifting weights for a long time,
Yeah.
and then they say, okay, they don't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't see people do that. The
Yeah.
only people who say that who is not doing it for long enough.
Yeah. What about people who just don't like lifting weights or exercise? Like
Because
is
most
there
people
any
never
way
really
to,
worked out.
Yeah,
The
but
feeling of like workout after workout,
also
the strength you gain and
it's
everything.
very empowering, right? Even just the confidence, or just your mood and your mental health. Like I wish more people would kind of experience
But at the same time, your relationship with everything is different.
Yeah.
Some people have a very intimidating response from the gym.
Yeah, and also very strict and mean like trainers, like fat shaming and putting you down, and making you feel bad if you didn't follow your, I don't know. It's
Well, I think.
Do you remember that show Biggest Loser that used to come?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember the trainer, that Pauline Nordin. I used to follow her on Instagram. For a very long
Wasn't
time.
one of them also that one who did the 30-day shred? Her name was Jillian Michaels.
Yeah.
Right?
Now she is a podcaster as well. She's doing politics podcast right now.
Oh, interesting. She's not doing fitness related anymore?
I think she moved from fitness a little bit.
Ah, I see.
She was very, very popular.
She was very
very
popular. I think she was one of the first few females that
bring the YouTube channel for the exercises and all.
Yeah.
There was the Beachbody YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
There was quite a few who
and
used to show the home
remember
workouts.
P90, I did P90X also.
I remember. That was like
in
back
university.
in 2012 and 2013.
Yeah.
The P90X was very popular. Again, home-based workout.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen people coming to the gym with that program,
Yeah.
P90X, and doing it there.
Yeah.
And I was like, why you're in the gym doing P90X? It was supposed to be at home. Do not do it at the gym. But again, it's the packaging, right?
It's
the way they sell the program.
Yeah.
The people who are buying, like, they swear by it. Like, it's really good. It really gives
But
you
also,
result.
I feel like if you've never done any exercise and you do anything, it
will
will work. That's the first time you're doing it, right?
Yeah,
Your body's
will
not
work.
used to it.
It will work. But again, because people have very short term goals.
Yeah.
So whatever they do first time, they're like, okay, this is the best thing they did.
Yeah.
And they want to keep doing the things over and over again. Again, this is where I see when the wrong things are there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say wrong things, more of like not very optimum things are there.
Yeah.
And then you see the optimum thing, which is like a little bit slower. It's going to take a longer time, but it'll give you better results.
Better results,
You
yeah.
still stick with the short term things.
Yeah. Instant gratification,
Yeah,
right?
it is that,
because muscle building is a very long-term thing, and people are like, why should we wait for this? Let's just do this. And we don't care if we build muscle or not.
Did you feel a little bit more? Did you start questioning yourself when you turned from like HIIT coach to personal trainer, and you're like, okay,
to strength
that
training?
was like I have to spend much less time there. I can make a lot more money there, but I'm still going to a personal training where I'm working longer hours.
Yeah.
The result's going to be slow, and
Yeah.
the money is not going to be as much as in the group class.
No, so honestly, I wanted to be very honest to even the people I kind of train, who are my clients, that because it had a very positive impact on me and my mental health. And so I was hoping that if all women learn how to lift weights, they'll just benefit so much more from this, right? So it wasn't from like a money angle. It's because like it's like I've tried the MMA cardio, I've tried the HIIT, I have done the yoga, I have done everything, and then how this made me feel, even when I started progressing, I just wanted kind of other women to feel that, and it's really nice, like, because they do feel that. And but yeah, and also I was never a person who worked in a gym for like that long in terms of like personal training clients. Maybe it was like short, maybe it was like pre-COVID or a little bit after. After that, so I was teaching one class at Core mainly, and then I just started taking my own personal training clients who have home gyms. So that model kind of also became easier for me, where in COVID also a lot of people kind of started making up their own home setups, and then a lot of clients were either close to my own house or close to my gym where I work out. So that's kind of how it happened, and I really like that model, I feel.
Yeah, that model worked very
Yeah.
well for a lot of people actually.
Yeah.
But again, the boot camp is still there. It is like not as much as it used to be, but
Yeah.
it's still very much there. And I think it is going to be there. I hope
Yeah.
whoever is conducting the boot camp give the right information to the people that,
Yes.
okay, you're doing this, but still go to the gym, build some muscle. It will help you.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong in collaborating with people.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, because I have a lot of client that is recommended by some other trainers as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and it happened, and it's like, okay, this is something good. Like you should collab more often.
Yeah.
And if you think that, okay, if you're not good enough on certain area, and if you know someone else is good,
Yeah.
just guide your client towards them.
Yeah,
That's completely
absolutely.
fine. That's
Yeah.
completely fine, because end of the day, it is about client.
Yes, it is.
It's not about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last question that I have is like, being a coach, if you have to give 10 exercise to a beginner client, which they can do it at home,
Yeah.
what will be your 10 exercises?
So am I with them or are they doing it
No,
themselves?
they are doing on their own.
Like I show them.
Doesn't
right?
matter. It's just like your top 10
Yeah.
exercises.
S-
If you have just ever a pair of dumbbells.
if I have a pair of dumbbells.
Yeah.
So squat, definitely I would have that. I would have some kind of a lunge. So maybe I would have like just a static lunge, because I think maybe that's easier than maybe reverse lunges or like, walking lunges or something. For lower body. I wish I could. I love Bulgarian split squats, but it's a bit technical. Same with RDLs, right? So as a beginner, I wouldn't teach that. Push-ups or like a chest press, dumbbell chest press. What else? Maybe I'd also kind of add something for like conditioning. Right? So maybe I'd add like kettlebell swings, or I'll add like those devil's presses, even though it has a burpee in it. And that's annoying, but a modified version of that. And yeah, so, and
That's
then
four
some core.
exercises.
Some
That's-
core.
That's 4 exercises.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Wait, so I did squat, I did a lunge, I did a shoulder press, I did...
No, you didn't do shoulder press.
Oh, yeah, shoulder press.
Shoulder press, okay.
Right? I do like dumbbell back rows.
Dumbbell back rows,
Right?
yes.
But even that is a little bit like, to show the angle, it's a little hard. But then if they don't have any other equipment, then for back, it's like difficult to single arm rows.
Yeah.
Right? That one we can do. Then they could do like a tricep kickback. They could do like a bicep curl.
A bicep
All the
curl, yeah.
other ones are kind of the more compound lifts. I think I'd have to physically be there. To
Yeah,
show.
but it's like some.
What would you?
So my
prescribe for them?
top exercises. So squats is definitely one of the
Yeah.
things. Squats is there. Lunges is there. I say hip thrust is there. So hip thrust
Yeah.
has to be there.
But hip thrust also they do wrong.
They do wrong, but again, we
Yeah.
are not talking about form right now. It's more of a like, if you're at home, what exercise you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going into that.
Yeah.
Shoulder press definitely. Chest press for sure from floor.
Yeah, from the floor.
Any sort of back rows, 100%. Bicep curl, tricep extension. So tricep extension you can do lying down. You can do overhead.
Yeah.
You can do kickbacks as well.
That's
so there are
also
multiple
easy.
you can do.
Yeah, for them to do.
Yeah, you can do that as well, and you can do plank or any kind of. I don't like crunches that much. I like leg raises better.
Leg raises.
Leg raises for
Those
sure.
Are, for sure.
RDL for sure. Yeah, form is a little tricky for RDL.
Yeah, to
But
kind of
if you
explain
understand the form, RDL is amazing exercise
Yeah.
to add into your program.
Yeah.
Because these are the exercises. Because a lot of people who cannot go to the gym.
Yeah, they can't.
They can't go to the gym. So if you have 10, 12 exercises and you can do it over and over again,
Yeah.
I think you
Or you
can
could
have
make
a
like a
fantastic
full
results.
body program, or you could do like a upper or a lower. From these exercises.
Yeah, I actually look into it when the COVID happened and
Yeah.
everybody was working with 2 dumbbells only.
Yeah.
This is where I got into this, and this is where I use a lot of tempo, a lot of techniques
Yeah.
to make things
How
difficult.
did you work out during COVID? Did you work out at home?
So I made a small home setup
Okay.
on my rooftop.
Yeah.
And then rain happened. Everything washed off.
Oh my God!
Everything
Yes,
washed off.
that's the same year the rain had happened.
Yeah.
Also, of
So,
course.
but I did a home gym. So I was working on, and there is a small gym in my apartments as well.
Yeah.
So I used to go there. But again, that's not the same. When you have a gym and you used to work out in the gym,
Exactly.
you cannot replace
It's
that with
also
anything.
mindset shift, right? Because home is a very different mindset. You're kind of like relaxing and you're lazy and you want to watch your TV and stuff. I would work out on my terrace, and then in the night I would watch TV shows and eat like chips. Like that was like my
I
COVID
actually
routine.
lost around 10 kgs during COVID.
Yeah.
While eating chips. every
I
day.
didn't gain any weight. I just used to eat whatever I wanted.
I came down to very low body fat actually during COVID.
Wow.
But again, I lost a lot of muscle as well, which is like I
Yeah.
came down to 66 kgs, which is like.
Did you get into the cycling trend that everyone used to go out
No,
on their
I don't know
bikes?
how to ride a bike.
Oh, okay.
this is one of the most weirdest thing. Like I don't know how to ride a
Oh,
bike.
that's okay.
I really want to learn this, but
Yeah.
again, I don't know when.
I feel
but
like all of us got like these bikes and we went during COVID. और अब वो bike जो है ना वो बस मट्टी में सड़ रही है. Literally have not used
it's a trend.
that bike.
Because it was.
It was
the
really fun
requirement
though.
there.
It was so fun.
It was a requirement people used to. Right now,
Yeah.
the new trend is pedal. Let's see how far this will go.
Yeah.
But pedal is fun. I just played it once.
Paddle is fun. Oh my God, but it's so annoying. Every time I play, my knee acts up. Like every time.
I wanted to talk about this because the amount of people are going to play paddle. They do not. Now you do strength training, right?
Yes.
Even then you have a problem. No,
Yeah. I've had a knee problem from a long time.
Imagine person in their 30s and 40s, 50s, they are going to play paddle and they do not do strength training.
Yeah.
Imagine the amount of pains and aches they have. Like the amount of
absolutely.
people that came with their elbow pain after the paddle thing happened is insane. And I was like, and somebody ever come to me and they're like, they play paddle and I'm like, how's your elbow?
Yeah, that's the
this is
first
a follow-up
question that you...
This is my follow-up question. How's your knee and how's your elbow?
Yeah.
A lot of people say that they have elbow pain.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, okay, now
You need to
work
start
on
strength training.
strength training, for sure.
Yeah.
And people are coming after paddle as well to strength training as well. So
Yeah.
this is a good thing.
It's good.
But again, it's better to, if you want to play paddle, start
Yeah.
training as well. So you do not end up injured as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the message to all the women who are
The
playing paddle
message to
excessively. Please do strength training if you're not doing it already. And just everyone in general do strength training.
yeah. So for everybody playing paddle, not playing paddle, older, younger, whoever it is,
Yeah.
build some muscle because muscle really matters.
Muscle is gold.
Yes, muscle is gold. It really matters. And this was Surur. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for
I
having
really
me.
had a very good time having this
I
conversation.
had so much fun also talking to you. And it didn't feel like so long. It felt so like...
Yeah, and we will be collaborating with some content
Yes,
again.
inshallah.
And I am going to keep you accountable for
Yes,
that.
let's do that for sure. I think we need to.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, that's a fist bump.
Thank you, Parvez.